2019 Mountain Dew GSL Season 3 Codex Reversal.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time to decide who will move on. It's one of the only two spots remaining in the round of 8. It's either going to be RagnaroK or Zest. Artosis predictions on fire today.
Generally. Either in the good way or the bad way. Yeah, so between these two, I definitely side with RagnaroK. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Zest is able to take him out. He has some games to look at from RagnaroK to be like, okay, I kind of get some of the ideas that you're going for.
It's always a funny thing when we have group stages and there's 3 of one race and then 1 of another. Because that person that, like in this case RagnaroK, it's just Zerg. All he had to do was prep ZVP and have a wide range of different ways to approach the matchup.
Yeah, yeah. Whereas, you know, looking at Zest here, he never really goes to late game. You don't want to right now anyways, so I guess that's fine. But yeah, you look at this, that's a couple macro maps to open. So is he going to be able to hit some sharp timings that can hurt RagnaroK? We did see Classic win on King's Cove, so let's see what Zest has got.
Okay, our game has loaded up. RagnaroK versus Zest. Again, the winner goes on to the round of 8 of the GSL. We're almost there.
Chivo RagnaroK.
A lot of RagnaroK fans in the audience today. Excuse me.
We're going to end on 3999 tonight, aren't we?
Are we?
Yeah. Loser in final match.
Ocean Gaming. Zest.
Tuesday. Where will you be when the
I'll be
number
sitting
hits
literally
4,000?
exactly right here.
Yeah,
next
holding
to
my
you.
hand.
Yeah, on Tuesday.
Single tear coming down my face. Big numbers amaze me, Artosis.
Yeah. When they line up like that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we
4
have
and
10
3
fingers
zeros.
on our hands, and that's why we count in base 10. So, I mean, that's why this is an important number. Makes sense.
Oh, good Zergling.
Ling can't stop.
So, yeah, let's see what Zest wants to do here. It's going to be some... Oh, it's his birthday?
Is it? Oh, no, it was on the 3rd. That
Look
is
at that.
actually my new
One of
baby's
those-
birthday, the 3rd. He stole my baby's birthday.
Yeah, well, you can't have 2 people born on the same day.
No, not in this close a relation.
Yeah.
There's only 1 degree of artosis separating them.
Yeah. It's good to see those stuffed animals are enjoying StarCraft.
Yeah. Stuffed animals definitely like StarCraft.
Definitely.
They're the quietest when I put it on in the house.
That's why when I'm, you know, not casting a tournament, I make sure to get all my stuffed animals out and we have tea parties while we watch the games.
Yeah. Gives you something to cuddle.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell them your predictions that are generally wrong and they won't call you on it. You want to try co-casting with them sometime. Well, sorry, you did co-cast with Jake, actually. He's basically just a giant teddy bear.
Yeah, he is. Now, we're still waiting. We don't know what exactly the Protoss is gonna do. We know there's probably going to be some type of timing attack. The difficulty for the Zerg is you don't know which one, and each type of timing attack requires a different way to handle it.
Yeah, he's getting Overlord speed, and there's a Twilight on the way, so that's going to be good for him. We'll see if this is a DT-based Archon drop, or if it's just straight up some Twilight upgrade. Can't talk quite yet, but we shall see as it finishes. It'd be interesting if he goes into the Dark Archon drop, just because, again, we haven't really seen Archon drop since the patch. Here we go.
Okay, Dark Shrine, it is scouted.
Yeah. I think that this is actually a pretty good build for the map, just generally speaking. It puts some pressure on your opponent, even if they see it coming. You know, it is still an Archon drop. It'll do a little bit. You have to be a little bit more careful now, obviously, with the pickup range reduced. But I feel like the best way, in my opinion at least, the way that I like to see DT-based Archon drops play out is taking a 3rd base, lots of Immortal production, and not getting into Psystorm. Just like a very strong charge Archon Immortal army, with some sentries obviously thrown in there. But I feel like that's a very strong way to play this type of strategy.
I actually feel like this style of play I associate most with Zest of any other player in StarCraft 2.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm remembering correctly, I know it was several years ago, but I mean, he was the guy that really proved how robust this approach is.
I believe you're correct. Back on the map Overwatch, I think, is where we started to really see this build. And it got to the point where Zergs were like just straight countering with mass speed roach and trying to bust down third bases. But yeah, that was during the period where Zest was the best in the world. The thing is, he actually pioneers a lot of the Protoss builds, so people like make fun of me for saying how good he is and how I always think he's going to advance. The thing is, if you look at actually what he's done for Protoss and how much of what we do revolves around what he's done, it's really impressive.
Are you surprised he went with the DTs immediately here, since this was scouted? Was this one of these moves where it's like, well, obviously he's just going to go straight into Archons because the Dark Shrine was scouted, and so he's trying to like do that mind game of like, you never would think this is coming because it's so counterintuitive.
Yeah, I think it is a little bit of that. And I mean, look, he got a little bit of damage done, right? He got a couple drones. He didn't do a whole hell of a lot, but you may as well. You know, as the queen count grows, you're not going to get a lot done with the Archons anyways. Kind of put the fear of God into him, right? He's not mining from over here. Something funny about stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah. So he's going to try to bring the Archons over here. Now, the goal is to not lose any queens or drones. Really good control here by Zest.
Yeah.
Oh, until the last second. Okay,
Fantastic.
He does get a pickup, kills the queen.
I like it. I really like that. All right, gonna move over and see what he can get done in the main.
War Prism still with plenty of HP.
Interesting that RagnaroK is not targeting the Prism much.
Yeah.
He hit the Archon several times with the Queen. That feels completely useless.
Oh my God!
Those stacked drones, if he had targeted that could have been so scary.
Would have popped everything.
Okay, so this is, I mean, it's getting all right damage done. Dive on that Queen. Great micro from Zest here. Look at that. 2 queens killed, 5 drones killed.
I get nervous every time I see RagnaroK with these drones bunched up, and the Archons are so close by.
I know, right? Spire incoming, yes!
Yeah, this is cool. And this seems to be like happening as the War Prism harass is being toned down a little bit here, because Zest doesn't have that much more energy on those Archons.
Yeah.
Is he gonna get one more DT? Huh, okay.
Yeah, he actually had another DT out. I don't know what happened
did he?
to it.
I didn't see that.
So I believe he likely has 2 DTs on the map right now, unless he lost one during the Archon harassment. Okay, just keeping a little bit of pressure on.
This is very cute. Unfortunately, not quite doing as much as I think he had hoped for. He's going to actually recall that DT back. Oh my God.
Yeah, very worthwhile. Is he going to get another queen?
Yeah, he is.
Are we serious about this?
I don't feel like RagnaroK's defense, execution-wise, is where it should be.
It feels, yeah, I definitely somewhat agree, and I want to give a shout-out to Zest's harassment, because now, you know, when he dropped the initial DTs out, he was focusing queens a little bit and putting some damage on them, and then he just aggressively juggled his Archons towards queens the whole time. So if pickup range is an issue because queens will shoot you down, instead of drones, focus on queens a bit more, and it feels like that's what I'm seeing from Zest. Okay, he sees the mutas now. This is Danger City. See this? Serious Danger City. Look at this. The Roach is coming too. This is like chasing a medevac with Ling Muta, man. Look at this.
All right, so he's going to finally be able to take out both those Archons. It's actually pretty important you keep the Archons alive and the War Prism alive.
Yeah. What's his anti-air right now? It's 3 sentries and a Stalker.
RagnaroK with excellent Muta timing here.
Yeah. Yeah, doing very well with that. Obviously, when you go for a DT-based Archon drop, it's like you don't have anything that's anti-Muta. Like, the Archons are really it, so catching that Prism is a gigantic thing, because for instance, most walls that you have as Protoss, you can't walk Archons through, so you have Archons on one side or the other. And to defend against mutas properly, like, if you have Archons in a Prism, you can actually kind of chase mutas with it. You know? You can kind of... It's a reasonable defense.
Okay, this forces out a lot of Stalkers, which allows a Zerg to very comfortably make a lot of Zerglings here. Again, a lot of times as you see these games progress, it's them both trying to force certain techs out so that they can try to counter that later on.
And with the 2 Stargate Phoenix coming up and the kind of late splash damage, I love the Baneling speed. We talked about that previously as well. You know, it just getting into this kind of massive army when your opponent is spending money on Phoenixes is always going to be nice. It's not the Blink Stalkers that we were talking about exactly, but just the massing of these lower tier units feels very nice.
And this is all designed to ramp up to a maxed out Zerg that, if and when the Protoss does come out, the Zerg is ready to have a smashing attack.
Lingroach Bane Ravager, like a maxed out army of that, Phoenixes don't really do much of anything.
Yeah, they don't play much of a role.
Yeah,
so
like,
the idea is just as there's enough Phoenixes, which we're seeing now, to counter nice control here by Zest. Just when there's enough Phoenixes out to basically counter the Mutas, that's when the rest of the supply is going to be filled up with this big ground army, and it basically makes the Phoenixes fairly useless.
Yeah, the best you can probably do here is lift up Ravagers, maybe Queens. I think picking up Banelings might be a waste of your time. But yeah, if the Banelings mostly are hitting Archons, you can definitely see Zest taking down this battle. It's just, if this army all connects correctly, the Zerg army, it is pretty scary still.
Okay, here we go. RagnaroK coming around here. Really good force fields, blocking out a lot of these Banelings.
Oh, but more Banelings roll in.
Yeah,
Zealots being absolutely
such
decimated.
a ridiculous number of Zerg units here.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I mean, when you have force fields that were that good and he runs over you with this much, jeez.
No, the force fields were really, really good, so that's impressive. I love that he's actually forcing these back. This means a DT-based defense might actually keep Zest alive. There's like no detection over here. See that? What are you gonna do? You got one Baneling there.
Yeah, this is
Look
a
at
lot of DT action in this game.
That is so funny. He's killing off all the Overseers. This is like DT Corsair. Seriously.
Yeah, actually.
Where's the detection? He's got to build spores at this point defensively.
It's so funny.
Crushing that army.
I thought the game was about to end. I still think we're not far from that.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Cool to see, right?
I love it. Oh my god, he has a DT in every single base. Please
Like,
tell me Zest will win this game in the greatest comeback of all time.
It's insane if he wins this, but it's completely based off DTs and Phoenixes.
Well, you know, once you get that detection, I guess he could send the Phoenixes back here. Oh my
Dude,
god, what is happening to RagnaroK?
Every drone in the whole universe.
Why are we getting like the esports fan fiction game? Like, this is not how StarCraft games normally look at the highest level.
No.
And then 2 DTs killed all of his workers. What?
Like, what league is this again? Oh, it's GSL Code S.
Yeah.
They're fighting
It's
for
Zest
a round
versus
8 spot
RagnaroK.
right now.
Yeah. Look at this.
And there were no Overlords left.
He was maxed out and then he lost everything.
Yeah. Okay. So that happened. We're back down to some lower worker supplies at this point.
You know what's going on in RagnaroK's head right now? He's so salty.
It's like this race is
When you're playing and you're just like, I am so bad. This is so bad. Like, I can't believe this is me. This is my mind and body in this moment right now.
Yeah, everyone goes through that for sure. All right, 3 Broodlords on the way. Not an Infestor in sight, though. Obviously, the Broodlords are helpful here. 3 Archons can't really break through that, right? I think he holds.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Well, now you have the break. Well, hold on. The Phoenixes are going after these Broodlords. He's got a lot of Zealots and Archons. If he can get the Archons underneath the Broodlords, then yeah, he can actually get this. Look at this.
Yeah, he's not doing too bad, actually. Gets all
He's got a Warp Prism. He's going to be able to warp it again. He's going to get the Corruptors. Now the Phoenixes are going to be left over. Look at this.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, these Phoenixes did quite a bang-up job right there. 3 more Broodlords, though.
Oh, I actually almost didn't see that. Yeah, they're by the Overlords.
Yeah, now trying to target down specifically the Archons. Gets that last Corruptor.
Well, this game turned out to be much closer than
it
was really supposed to be.
Well, RagnaroK started wrecking. And now imagine if Zest hadn't thrown away that army. Thing is, it felt like, even I thought, like, oh, maybe this can do something, right? It kind of came down to a Baneling connection, but there were actually so many Banelings. This is...
RagnaroK, more like throw grok, right?
Throw grok!
Am I right, ladies and gentlemen?
I grok that. Throw grok.
So we're seeing this game really quiet down. So
The amount that DTs have done this game is so crazy.
Yeah.
This feels like StarCraft 1.
Yeah. It definitely actually does look a lot more like a StarCraft 1 PvZ.
I think the blink is fantastic since they've just been bludgeoning each other. You can get some real efficiency with those things like blink stalkers in a game like this, where it's not just a huge maxed out scary army. Zest sitting here on 36 army supply. My God.
Well, it's we need to see if RagnaroK can close this one out. Oh no. Okay.
Don't worry, it was a hallucination.
Okay, he's coming now. But there's 2 more Archons making. There's actually 2 Immortals down there as well.
Yeah, I can't imagine him holding on.
I don't see how he does it.
No way. That army. I don't care if each of these is a hero unit. If he were to, he needs Mobo to win this battle.
That's right.
He doesn't have Mobo there.
We need the hero Baneling unit.
How do you become a hero Baneling?
It's like a hero unit in the single player, and then when it dies, like if it dies, you lose the game. You're like, what? So I literally have like a unit.
Commands so much.
I have this unit that's a ball that I have to like roll around the map and like not.
Yeah.
It's like a Baneling that has spells. It has Psionic Storm. Like,
I think you should go make the campaigns for StarCraft 3, man.
Yeah, GG. RagnaroK does win game 1, and he's got a sense of humor about it. I mean, 2 DTs killed off like something like 40 drones, but
yeah.
he pulled it together and ended up winning anyways.
Well, Zest was trying to hit this very strong attack, right? And the force fields were actually really, really good, but just the ridiculous concave, right? That was like a 270-degree engagement by RagnaroK, so the force fields weren't quite enough. The amount of Ling Bane that he actually had there was phenomenal, and he was able to just overcome. You know, it's tough. Like if you open up with that DT-based Archon drop, a lot of times you do go into an attack like that, and you don't have Psystorm for it. You have to play a much longer game if you want to get Psystorm. So, tough one there for Zest. But made the most of it.
Yep. So RagnaroK with the 1-0 lead. We're going to go to game number 2 now. That's going to be on Thunderbird. And that has loaded up. So RagnaroK versus Zest continues on. Let's see if RagnaroK can 2-0 this or if we'll get it balanced out with a Zest win 1-1.
Fight! Chivo, RagnaroK. Ocean Gaming, Zest.
All right. You know, another good macro map. This is the map that we most oftentimes see these Mutalisk type plays on. I love that RagnaroK continues to put them out there. You know, just even a few months ago, Mutas were almost never used in this matchup, seen as a liability. Where we're seeing a lot of cool tempo-based plays, some sustained Muta plays as well. It's awesome, and it feels like one of those things that Zergs will continue to get better at.
Yeah, I think so.
It's really hard because they can get so hard countered, but when you have like a really good plan for it and you execute, it's amazing what they seem to be able to do.
Yeah, RagnaroK really showing an excellent ZVP here.
Yes, very. His defenses are strong. He's got some really great ideas about what he wants to get done in the game.
Yeah.
We don't even necessarily see him pushing it to late game, right? And I think that's actually a very meta way to play right now. Some Zergs want to push it into late game and win through like Infestor Broodlord or something.
It's almost like they want to win in a race. You know, like I'm going to just outlast you.
And the thing is, that's scary for Protoss because that part of the game is very difficult right now. Protosses are not winning in the Supreme late game against Mass Infestor Broodlord type comps. So what do? They do more timing attacks. They try to play it in that way. So the meta way to play as Zerg is to play a very strong mid game where you're not really looking to develop into the infestors as much
You're
because
looking to win a fight.
yeah, you know that Protoss is going to bring it to you because they don't want to play the late game. So instead of maybe getting caught off guard like a rogue character might, trying to sneak his way into his infestors and his broodlords quickly, we see RagnaroK filling out his mid game a little bit stronger, and I think that that's a very smart way to play right now in the current metagame.
I think it's really intelligent. So what we've seen RagnaroK already do more than once here in today's GSL is a very swift switch tech into Muta that forces the Protoss player in all the games we've seen into making Phoenixes. Now he actually makes a pretty large amount of Mutas. The Protoss has to back up, and behind that he invests heavily in a big ground army and basically takes the fight. The Protoss is hoping that he can try to push out eventually when he has enough, when the Mutas have to respect the Phoenix count. You come out, and then the push is supposed to work, but instead he has so much he just smashes it.
Well, those are some tight timings and builds, and like how many Mutas do you build? What are you doing with them to maximize their value on the other side of the map so that you have that time, or maybe they helped you to get that type of power differential to be able to beat the counterattack that comes once they're dealt with. Yeah, again, kind of a complicated way to play that people are still figuring out, but really exciting to see it so much out of RagnaroK here. Now, he tried to scout what was going on. Doesn't quite know that it
Didn't really see anything.
Yeah. But when you don't see anything, I think spores are a good choice.
Yeah. The worst situation would be to get spores and then discover there is absolutely no threat.
If you get spores and it's just a straight-up immortal push, then you're like, oh, that was the biggest waste of money I could have come up with.
Yeah, you're probably going to die.
But DTs, obviously that's one way the game can end quicker than anything.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
We've had a lot of very near misses as far as spotting tech and stuff like that. So that was just in the blind spot of the Zerg. And so let's see if this DT can come in here and get anything done. Now, there's a lot of lings being made. And it looks like this is actually going to go into the main here. And I think he can actually just pop this out.
Yeah, I think he's walked a DT to the natural.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that DT was actually in there, but no.
I think he'll target the spore, right?
I would imagine so. He wants the other DT to come in there and still work.
Surrounds it instantly, so this was very good defense from
Yeah, you
RagnaroK.
could actually not ask for better defense than that.
Yeah, for this situation, this was amazing. But this one goes in the natural now, seeing what he can get done. Obviously, a clean takes a while to kill a DT.
Yeah.
Already 4 kills, not bad.
He comes in once again trying to assassinate the queen, but the defense here from RagnaroK is still too good. That Warp Prism actually at about 20% health, so he needs to be very careful with that. You're supposed to be switching into Archons eventually here.
Yeah. Look at this, though. Zest is doing a very meta play with the double Stargate.
Yeah, this is cool.
That's very cool. That's super cool. Wow. Oh, I love stuff like this.
Well, this is smart because you're just getting right out ahead of what the other player was doing.
And the thing is, there's multiple ways this can go, right? No one's, well, not no one, but Hydras are not super popular right now. RagnaroK is not into that style very much. Oh, he's even getting +1. Oh, it's beautiful. But if your opponent stays on Roach or goes into Muta, you're in very good shape with this. Yeah, I think that this is a really clever mind game from Zest.
Oh my God! Ooh. Big play there by RagnaroK to take the Warp Prism out.
Oh my gosh. I got the same feeling watching that Starcon get out of there as I get when I walk into the ocean and it goes up to my belly.
Yeah?
You know how cold that is when you're like, ooh,
it's cold.
Yeah.
I'll just try to go on a little bit by a little bit.
Yeah. You should just jump in.
Nidus Worm.
Ooh.
Nidus Worm, son. Now this is, I think...
Nidus Worm, son.
Shout-outs to Nidus Worm play.
Yeah.
He's going to be able to pop out here and do a lot of damage. Okay, now it's getting even weirder
because
it's Swarmhost Nidus. Yeah.
Which actually the Phoenixes should do very well against.
Yeah, I thought it was just going to be a Nidus Worm and then like Lings and Roaches or something like that were going to spill in and the Phoenixes would be obsolete, but wow, this is one of those games where it's taking a lot of crazy turns and neither player knows what's about to happen here.
Oh, it's a wild one. They're both going to be caught off guard. Oh, exciting. All right, here come the Phoenixes. They see the Nidus. They see the Swarm Host. Now, what do? Do you recall these things?
I think you do.
You send them home?
Okay. It's very important how the first few waves of Swarm Host play come out. There's a whole art to chucking the Swarm Host into certain positions.
Yeah,
we are going to have a second Nidus, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's why that Ling was there, but it looks like he didn't build it quickly enough. Oh my God.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Enough armies coming, he just turns around. Look at that, 4 DTs. I love that DTs are just basically what Zest's army is this game.
Yeah.
And last game as well. 15 probes end up going down, though. So,
Ouch.
yeah, the DTs killed everything, but probes, many died.
RagnaroK's losing a lot of his army over here. Here comes the second Nidus. There is an army headed over here to try to prevent this, but the Swarm Hosts just now come out. Oh, he actually didn't have this time to yeah.
Oops.
Okay, he was not in sync here. You actually need to have the Nidus like finish at the same time that they can pop out and come in here with another wave from Locust.
Okay, so many Phoenixes across the map right now.
Does he just go for the Nexus?
Yeah, I think he should. The thing is, you can almost go for anything. This many Locusts is going to kill whatever it wants.
Okay, the Nexus goes down. It's now 2 base here. But we have a counter push coming here from Zest.
Can this counter push do anything?
I don't
it looks
think
like
so.
Such a weak army. It's like 4 DTs and 4 Stalkers and 4 Zealots.
It is odd seeing him just use DTs like as fighting units,
Yeah.
you know?
Maybe he figured it out.
Okay, here comes that push now. Now there should be another wave of Swarm Hosts here to help defend. Not sure.
Oh, he's got to back up from those Locusts.
He does not want to have anything to do with these Locusts here.
You know what? With the Phoenixes here, like, yeah, obviously you can shoot down these Locusts, but the actual standing army of RagnaroK is quite weak. Just like the actual standing army of Zest.
it is quite weak, but
They're a match made in heaven.
But I actually think he can still hold this. There's just no Nexus that's been remade.
Yeah.
He invested too much in trying to warp in to reinforce that attack, and okay, here we go. He's going to make it now.
This is a very interesting game. Now there are Corruptors out. I believe the Phoenixes can actually fight them if they target, because he has +1. But do you want to actually trade these out? They're still valuable in other ways as well. Ooh, I like that he's drawing the Corruptors away a little bit while getting ready with the Prism to do something. We'll see what he can get done, though.
Okay, now is where I think RagnaroK can easily get a closer. Once the Protoss lets up, you then get the Swarm Host to go back to what they're doing. And hitting that Nexus there is exactly what you need to do. Oh my God, with the Corruptors just completely killing that Warp Prism. We have the attack coming in here. I think the Archons are actually doing some decent damage killing workers in the main.
And there's not that many Locusts. He's on the cooldown still, so.
I say that, but there's no drone count. Death count's going up here, so the Archons are doing something else over there.
And it looks like, I think he just has enough that he should be able to hold on against this attack. Especially with those Locusts coming out. I think that's it. Wow, look at that.
It looks like RagnaroK's going to be our first player to survive Group D.
Kind of smashing, too. Like, he lost that first warm-up game against Classic.
Yeah.
But 4-0, basically, right?
Beautifully done. RagnaroK is going on to the round of 8, and he could not look happier. We are getting more of these guys, like rising stars here.
So that means he's against Maru, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, he's
I think so.
Right? Yeah.
Andy's nodding.
Yeah.
He says, and I'll go with Andy on that. Yes, he plays against Maru. Zest, he's not eliminated, of course. He'll be waiting in the final match of the day. But we're going to go to that interview now. We're going to see how RagnaroK's feeling now that he has really outperformed these Protosses today and has now moved on to the round of 8. And also, happy birthday to him. Best gift of all, not getting eliminated from GSL.
Hello guys, we are going to have an interview with RagnaroK, the first winner of tonight's match. Congratulations, thank you. Oh, sincere congratulations. This is your career high as you move on to the round of 8. How do you feel?
원래 8강 가면은 엄청
Well,
기쁠 줄 알고
moving on to the round of 8,
좀 내가 어떻게 될까 한번 생각을 해봤어요. 막
I thought I'd be
울진
really
않을까 생각을
happy,
했는데 근데 생각보다
but you know,
정말 제 생각보다 제가 플레이가 엄청 잘 되진 않았지만
I don't think my plays were all that
상황이 좀
satisfactory,
이렇게 흘러 잘
but
가가지고
all the situations were
세게
favorable to me.
좀 그 기쁜 마음은 없는 것 같아요.
You know, so I'm not really getting the feeling of euphoria yet.
1위 진출이라는 데 큰 의미가 있는 것
And you
같습니다.
move on as the first
3명의
winner.
프로토스와 유일한 저그 신이범 선수의 조였는데 이렇게
And there was
프로토스가
3 Protoss
많은
and 1 Zerg in
점
the group.
도움이 되셨나요?
And do you think that's going to help you in the
원래는
round of
제가
8?
토스전을 못하기로 좀 유명.
Well, I'm pretty bad at ZVP,
패치가 되고 나서
but with the patch,
갑자기 접부전의 밸런스가
I
딱 적으로
suddenly got
기울길래
really good at ZVP, and the balance kind of, you know,
덕을 좀 본 것 같아요.
it's kind of ruined.
와, 그럼
So I think I
밸런스를
took a lot of
깔끔하게
benefit from that.
지금 인터뷰를 들어가시는 거네요.
그쵸. 네. 밸런스 뭐 어차피 너 제가 말해도 이제 다음
You know,
시즌 내년이니까.
Even if I talk
패치는
anything about the balance, I don't think it's going to be patched. But I don't care if it's patched.
이야기를 하셨습니다. 자, 오늘 재미있는 경기 보여주셨습니다.
You know, we've had some really fun moments today.
기사에 일벌레 60기가
And
사실
60 drones were killed by the Dark Templar. And that was really weird to watch.
그러면서도
But even if that happened,
이렇게 잡히는
you
일벌레
did win in the
걱정이
end.
되셨나요?
But were you worried a little bit?
원래 그 빌드를 예측을 하고 있었어요.
You know,
그
I
빠른
kind of anticipated
기사를
that.
예측을 하고 있었는데 이게 아무래도 처음에 대군주 소급을 하다 보니까
But,
바로
you know,
안 찍는 빌드여가지고
Going for the pneumatized
그것
carapace
때문에
upgrade
많이
first,
흔들렸거든요.
there was quite a risk.
그래가지고
And I was shaken a bit
졌다고 생각을 했는데
in some moments, and I
아무래도
think I thought I was going to lose.
좀 가난하게 가는 거다 보니까 제가 털려도
But
괜찮더라고요.
Even if my base
근데
gets
그 후에 너무
quite destroyed,
털려가지고
I was
아,
quite
이거
fine
진짜
with that.
너무 보기
But you know,
이거 뭔가
60
보여드리기
drones, that was really
죄송한
critical.
생각을 해가지고
So, you know,
좀
definitely I was
경기
worried a
끝나고
bit.
그래서 그렇게 또 웃으셨던 것 같습니다. 자, 오늘 김도 선수와의 첫
And
경기도
in the match against
이야기해보겠습니다.
Classic,
아까
let's talk about
패치 이야기를
that.
했는데요. 킹스코프에서
In King's Cove,
비너잡이 대군주로 보고 맞춰간다는 그 작전은
you did
상대의 저격으로
go for the
완전히
pneumatized
실패였거든요.
carapace upgrade,
그런데 이후에
and that was
이렇게
anticipated by
심리 싸움에서
Classic.
지고 나서 뮤탈리스크 운영을 보여주셨는데
But you did show phenomenal mutalist control,
이것도
and that was really good.
왜 있었어요?
And did you prepare for that?
원래 뮤탈을 많이 뽑는 걸 제가 선호를 하지 않아요.
I really
원래
prefer going
뮤탈을
for
한
mass
8마리 정도
mutalisks.
뽑고 상대방한테 이제 불사조를 강요한 다음에
And that
그런
forces the Phoenix out of the
흘러가는 걸
opponent.
좋아하는데
And I enjoy the build.
그 뭔가
굉장히 신났잖아요.
썬더버드 2세트에서는
In Thunderbird, second game.
일벌레가 너무 안 털려가지고 이건 뮤탈로 계속 뽑으면은 상대방이 흔들릴 거라고
Going for
생각을
mass
했어요.
mutalists, I knew that my opponent would be shaken from that.
연습 때는 그런 상황이 한 번도 안 나왔는데
So in the scrims,
방송에서
that
그런
rarely
상황이
occurred.
쉽게 이기는 것 같아요.
But I think I took an easy win from
불사조를
that.
강제하고 고위기사를 억제하는 것뿐만 아니라
Forcing a Phoenix out of the opponent and restraining the opponent from using the High Templars. That was a really good tactic.
이렇게 멋진 컨트롤을 보여주고
And
생애
you showed
첫 GSL
phenomenal
8강을
micro today, and you move on to your round of 8.
8강 상대는
And your round of 8 opponent is none other than Maru.
조성주 선수가 상대.
Maru,
하게 됐는데
as your
어떠세요?
opponent, what do you think?
원래 오기 전에 조 2위를 해서
Well, before
저번에
coming
하고
here,
싶었어요. 왜냐면은
I
제가
wanted to
저번에
come
너무
out
못해가지고
um,
좀 극복을 하고
second
싶었어요.
place
그러니까
and go for
이병헌 선수가
ZVZ.
편해서 그런 게 아니라 그냥 극복을 하고 싶어가지고 저거대저거전 하고
so I
싶었는데
did really prefer the ZVZ.
1등을 할 줄은 상상
But I
못했어요.
didn't realize, I didn't think I would ever come first place in
조성주
this group.
선수는 정말 베테랑 중에 베테랑.
And Maru is a veteran out of veterans.
우승자입니다.
And he has won 3 championships
사전 인터뷰에서
in GSL.
도발로 좀 길을 또 죽이고 시작을 해야죠.
And I think you
도발
gotta
인터뷰도 자신
provoke Maru
있으신가요?
in this interview to, you know, show him who's the boss.
잘 하실 수 있죠?
Can you do it? No?
제가 그런 성격이 아니긴
You know,
한데 그래도
I'm not that kind of temperament.
그 작년에는 제가 성주와 2번 만났어요.
Last season I did play against him twice, and that time it was an underwhelming performance from me.
그때 모습은 안 보여줄 수 있을 것
So I'm
같고.
not gonna show him that kind of performance
사실
this time.
성주가 굉장히 잘하잖아요. 제일
And
잘하잖아요.
Maru is, you know, a really good player, as everyone knows.
편하게 할 수 있을 것 같아요. 오히려.
But I think I can play
그래서
comfortably knowing that.
지더라도 만약에 지더라도
So even if I
정말
lose,
좋은 경기력으로
I
하고 싶어요.
think, you know, I will be able to
기대하고
play well.
있겠고요. 자, 마지막으로 응원해 주시는 팬분들께
And
한마디
any
해주시죠.
last message to your fans who are cheering for you?
제가 항상 방송을 열심히 하다가
you know, I've been
계속
streaming
대회 다운 되면은
really hard,
하거든요.
and during
그래가지고
tournaments I tend to slack off a bit.
그 기간 동안 많은 분들이
So in that
응원
period,
메시지를 많이 보내주세요.
a lot of the people have
그래가지고
sent me
그것
cheerful
때문에 많이
messages.
응원도 많이
So there was
받고
really,
오늘도
I'm really grateful for that.
와주셔가지고 치어풀도
And
만들었더라고요.
thank you to all the fans who made beautiful
팀자전
cheerfuls.
하기 전에 좀 웃으면서 게임할 수 있었던
And
것 같아요.
before the winners
그래서
bracket, I was able to play more
또 저를
comfortably
응원해주시는
thanks to that.
주변 지인분들이나 부모님한테
So again,
감사하다고 전해드리고
thanks to all the
싶습니다.
people who helped me out.
다시 한번 생애 첫
Once
GSL
again,
8강
congratulations on
축하드립니다.
making it to your first round of 8. Thank you.
이렇게 D조의 1위 진출자
All right,
신입범
sick.
선수
Now we've got
만나봤는데요.
three Protoss
계속해서
players left,
GSL
Artosis.
이벤트
That's right.
안내해드립니다.
One of them's going to advance. We'll see who wins this next match, Deer or Classic.
Probably Deer dies, but
I think so.
I hope it's a good match. By the way, if you're in the studio, hang on to your tickets. We're giving away T-shirts and photo albums. Hardest part of the
Look
job
at you.
right there.
Yeah.
Remember what we're giving
I
away?
like how the list gets shorter and it's harder for you.
I know. I'm like the Benjamin Button of casters. I'm getting worse as every cast goes on. But yeah, we do have a giveaway at the end of the show. And I do hope this next match is actually close.
Yeah, we should be giving away ASL umbrellas today, though, or GSL umbrellas.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It should just be giveaways for stuff from other games. It doesn't even make any sense, like Cartwright or mouse pads. We're going to go to that break now. When we come back, a PvP. Don't go away.